This is Ham College, episode 46 for October 31st, 2018. Ham College is brought to you by Icom. See how you can make the most out of contest season with Icom. And by hamstudy.org, a great way to study for your next license exam. Good evening. Welcome to another exciting episode of Ham College. I'm Professor Thomas.
And I'm Dean Martin.
And it's good to be back again with episode 46 tonight.
Yeah, well, yeah, we were talking about that before. It's hard to believe.
Yeah. So you've been out with the new team here at the school this week, the Sharknado.
Yeah, we got Sharknado chasing team formed up. Yeah. So anyway, we do communicate with 2 meters, to keep in contact and report the
report the sightings
back to the weather service.
Yeah, and of course I'm wearing, I was a graduate of Radio Shack University, so
it's about wore off there.
Yeah, it is
like the real Radio Shack.
About the real one, yeah. As a matter of fact, I bought this T-shirt for $1 when they were going out of business.
I've got one just like it.
Yeah. Boy, it's going to be a tough one tonight, so I hope you're all prepared.
Yeah, if buzzing hurts your ears, you may want to go ahead and get some cotton to put in there now, because it's a tough topic, and like I said before, we don't really study for them. It's all off of memory, so it's probably going to be some buzzer going off.
Yeah,
you got the water ready to cool it down?
No, I don't. I thought you did.
Yeah.
Anytime we're doing a live stream, we've got a chat room going on at the same time. That is
AmateurLogic.TV /chat.
And there's a bunch of folks in there that are going to be feeding the answers to us tonight. So if we miss any,
it's their fault.
Well, we can blame it on them. I'm not sure it's their fault, but anyway, we kind of compare what they're saying to what we're saying, and most of the time, they're pretty smart in there, but we will stump them up just like ourselves.
Occasionally. It doesn't happen very often. Most of the time, they're right on target.
Yeah.
If you're watching a live stream and you're not in the chat room, you're missing half the fun, so come join us over there.
Okay. Well, it's that time in the show where I asked Tommy here, what did we talk about last month?
We talked about some more propagation topics.
See, I love it because you never look down here at the cheat sheet.
I don't cheat, man.
To see what we actually did. Skywaves.
I was right.
Sort of, yeah. And quad antennas.
We did
talk about quad antennas. Tonight, what are we going to talk about?
Some more stuff. John's got it right there. Stuff.
Yep. And there'll be some solar questions in there.
Yeah, I think it's about some interference type things this time. Approximately how long does it take the increased ultraviolet and X-ray radiation from solar flares to affect radio propagation on the Earth? A, 28 days.
B, 1 to 2 hours.
C, 8 minutes.
D, 20 to 40 hours. How long does it take the increased ultraviolet and X-ray radiation from solar flares to affect radio propagation on the Earth? Well, that's quite a range of answers there. And there's a good chance I will get this one wrong because I don't remember the answer right now. But I'm going to take a stab at it out there. I don't think it doesn't take 28 days. I know that.
No.
And 8 minutes seems too short to me, and so does 1 to 2 hours. I'm going to say 20 to 40 hours. But there's a chance I'm wrong. And they're saying C and D in the chat room.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think
if I was
it's
a guessing man, I think I would have to guess B.
Well, that was two buzzers.
Right there.
Right there. Wow. Who said C? John?
Jeff?
Casey, 4MAS, and Jeff, yeah.
Wow.
And B Black. And Don. So, wow. We didn't do too good on that one.
It's not a good way to start.
That is not. I don't think we've ever started like that before.
I'm pretty sure this is not going to be the only one you're going to hear tonight either.
Well, let me see if I can get you to join the club here, the Buzzer Club. Which of the following are least reliable for long-distance communications during periods of low solar activity? Is it A, 80 meters to 160 meters?
B, 60 meters and 40 meters.
C, 30 meters and 20 meters.
D, 15 meters, 12 meters, and 10 meters. Which of the following are least reliable for long distance during periods of low solar activity?
I know the answer to this one.
I think it's going to be D. Those are the highest frequencies. 15, 12, and 10. So I think I'm pretty sure it's going to be D, because those would be at least reliable for long distance. I think it's D.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying in the chat room. And I agree with you. It is D.
All right. Let's get that buzz going here. Next one.
Take it easy on me now.
What is I'm glad you got that. What is the solar flux index? A measure of the highest frequency that is useful for ionospheric propagation between 2 points on the Earth.
B, a count of sunspots, which is adjusted for solar emissions.
Or C, another name for the American sunspot number.
Or D, a measure of solar radiation at 10.7 centimeter wavelengths. What is solar flux index? Well, I don't think it's D, solar radiation measured at 10.7 centimeter wavelength, although it might be. Trying to 10.7. Yeah, I think maybe that's the answer.
Which one?
I think it may be D, but let's go over the rest of them. A measure of the highest frequency that is useful for ionospheric propagation between 2 points on the Earth. No, that's not the solar flux index. B, a count of sunspots, which is adjusted for solar emissions. No, I don't think it's anything to do with sunspots. And C, another name for the American sunspot number. Nope, I'm saying it's D. What do you think?
That sounds possible. I don't know why the 10.7 centimeters though. D seems the most likely.
Well, there are B's and D's both in the chat room over there. But I'm
kind of thinking. If I was answering this one, I would probably have chosen B.
Okay.
I don't know why the 10.7 centimeters. This stuff, I don't even remember this on my tests.
And it's D, a measure of solar radiation, 10.7 centimeter wavelength. 10.7 centimeters, that's going to put it up somewhere around 28 megahertz. And I just happen to somehow remember that that's where they actually do the measuring for solar flux index.
Oh, well, you nailed that one. Good job.
Yeah.
Well, I would have gotten a buzzer on that one.
Well, and I would have given it to you just.
Yeah, I know you gladly, right?
Yeah.
I would cheerfully hit the buzzer button.
Well, let's see if we can do it this time. What is a geomagnetic storm? Is it A, sudden drop in the solar flux index?
B, a thunderstorm which affects radio propagation.
C, ripples in the ionosphere.
Or D, a temporary disturbance in the Earth's magnetosphere. Isn't that round thing that guy, the bald guy on the X-Men used to get in?
The magnetosphere?
Yeah.
I didn't really watch the X-Men.
Yeah. Apparently I didn't watch it very well either. What is a geomagnetic storm? That's got to be D. It's a temporary disturbance in the Earth's magnetosphere. So, and I don't know why, just because it says the magnetosphere, the magnetic field around the Earth.
Well, most of them are saying D, and I think that's what it is. I mean, we know it's something magnetic. And I don't know.
Not from the X-Men.
Not from the X-Men, no. Okay.
All right, I got that one.
You got that one.
It's going to be a long show, man. I'm probably going to have to go get a towel. I'll be breaking out in the sweat here. It's making me work too hard.
Yeah. Well, what you got for me?
All right. What effect does a high sunspot number have on radio communications? A. High-frequency radio signals become weak and distorted.
B. Frequencies above 300 megahertz become unusable for long-distance communication.
C. Long-distance communication in the upper HF and lower VHF range is enhanced.
And D. Microwave communications becomes unstable. What effect does a high sunspot number have on radio communications? Well,
this is kind of the opposite of the one that I have.
Yeah, I think if you know much about HF communications, if you've experienced it, then you probably would know the answer to this. But if you haven't, this could be...
it would be tough.
It would be tough. What effect does a high sunspot number have on radio communications? A. High-frequency radio signals become weak and distorted. No. Doesn't make them weaker or distorted. Usually, the sunspot number helps things out. B. Frequencies above 300 megahertz become unusable for long-distance communications. I don't think that is the case there. C. Long-distance communications in the upper HF and lower VHF range is enhanced. I think that is the answer. And D, microwave communication become unstable. No, it doesn't really affect microwaves. So I'm saying C, long-distance communications in the upper HF and lower VHF range is enhanced. That means not the very low frequencies of HF, but you start getting on up, sort of like that question we had earlier. Mm-hmm. And lower VHF range, down around 6 meters, you could see some enhancements.
Yeah.
Up around there too, and 10 meters. So, yeah, I'm going to say it's C. And boy, everybody in the chat room got this one right here.
Yeah. So they all have call signs in front of their names.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Voice of experience.
There's one there without a call sign. Billy Joe Bill Bob. Got it right too.
Yep, Frankie.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. What causes HF propagation conditions to vary periodically in a 28-day cycle? Is it A, long-time oscillations in the upper atmosphere?
B, cyclic variation in the Earth's radiation belts?
C, the sun's rotation on its axis?
Or D, the position of the moon in its orbit? What causes HF propagation conditions to periodically vary on a 28-day cycle? So we've been talking about sunspots. That's the topic for the most part. So long-term oscillations, that's not going to be it. Cyclic variations in the Earth's radiation belts. Never even heard of that. The sun's rotation on its axis. Now that one makes sense because with the sun rotating, the sunspots are going to go. They'll be nearer or farther to Earth, or in the direction of Earth. on a period, and I'm assuming that must be about how long it takes the sun to rotate. I'm just not sure. But position of the moon is not going to affect it. It's got to be C, the sun's rotation on its axis.
Most of the people are saying C over in the chat room. We did have a couple, though, that thought maybe D, maybe one. I'm going to go with you. I'm going to say it's C.
Yeah, that in my thinking, that's the only one that makes sense to me. I might be wrong. I don't know.
It is. No, that's the only one.
Okay.
And why a 28-day cycle?
I'm assuming that must be how long it takes to rotate.
For the sun to go all the way around
Like
one
that's
time.
the sun's day. If there is such a thing.
Is it ever night there?
No, I don't know.
It's a good question.
Yeah. I imagine that's how long it takes for it to go one cycle all the way around.
Yeah. It obviously must be. So, there you go. No buzzer for you yet.
What does the K index indicate? A, the relative position of sunspots on the surface of the moon.
B, the short-term stability of the Earth's magnetic field.
C, the stability of the sun's magnetic field.
Or D, the solar radio flux at Boulder, Colorado.
Specifically at Boulder, Colorado.
Yeah, which is where WWV is.
The K index is only for Boulder, Colorado.
What does the K index indicate?
K for Colorado.
I don't think it's the relative position of sunspots on the surface of the sun.
Probably not.
Short-term stability of the Earth's magnetic field. The stability of the sun's magnetic field. The solar radio flux at Boulder, Colorado. Boy, that is a tough one there. Man. Why you giving me this
that is
one?
a tough one. I told you it was going to be who got the most buzzes going on. It's just going to depend on how the questions fell.
Take a stab out there. I don't think it indicates the relative position of sunspots at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And I don't think it's necessarily a measurement for just Boulder, Colorado. And I don't think it's the stability of the sun's magnetic field. I'm going to say it's the short-term stability of the Earth's magnetic field.
The Earth's?
Yep.
Okay.
Because our magnetic field is being disturbed by the sun sometimes, more than others.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say it's B. And the folks in the chat room?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That makes sense. That might be it.
Most folks in the chat room are saying B, so...
It's a good chance then.
That was tough, man.
You deserve one for that.
Yeah, I didn't really want another buzzer.
You want to borrow my tissue? You wipe you broke out in the sweat on that one.
I think I'm going to need a towel, man.
You get some of that water for the buzzer for you.
Well, here, let's see how you like this one.
I don't like it at all.
What does the A index indicate? A, the relative position of sunspots on the surface of the sun.
B, the amount of polarization of the sun's electric field.
D, the long-term stability of the Earth's geomagnetic field.
Or D, the solar flux at Boulder, Colorado. There it is again.
Solar radio flux.
Solar radio flux. I'm just going to scratch that one off the list because I don't think that's it. Okay, the A index, the relative position of sunspots. I think it's going to be either C or A, and logic tells me because the questions typically run similar that it's probably C, but I'm thinking it's A. What's the C? Everybody else? Well, they're mixed
No,
up
you
in
got
there.
to give me the answer before you look and see what they say.
Too late. I guess I'm going to go with what I was saying. The questions always kind of run together. The last one was short-term stability, and that was the K index. So I'm going to go with C for the A index.
But you realize on your actual exam, you probably won't have these two questions, or at least they won't be back to back.
Yeah.
You know, they're shoveled up.
Yeah, I understand.
But you're going to say it's C after looking in the chat room.
Thank you.
Because you were going to say A.
I was tempted to say it.
I think you did say it. But let's see. Let's see. And it is C.
All right. I probably don't deserve a knuckle bump for that one.
No, I don't think so. Because I think you would have got that one wrong.
I probably would have.
Yeah.
That's actually one of the two that I was going to pick. But
yeah.
And you're right. I don't know I really need to brush up on that because I don't know the reason for it.
Yeah. Well,
I've heard of the K index, but I don't really remember hearing much about A index.
Well, I think we need to take a quick break and regroup here. These are tough.
Yep.
All right, we'll be back in just a minute. Don't go away. For the love of the holidays, surprise your favorite ham this season with the gift that's on their hot list. The holidays are just around the corner, and Icom has plenty of cheer for everyone. IC7610, the SDR every ham wants, and just in time for the holidays. This high-performance SDR has the ability to pick out the faintest signals, even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. The Icom IC7610 is a direct sampling software-defined radio that will change the world's definition of a SDR. RF direct sampling system, 110 RMDR, independent dual receivers, and dual digicell. IC7300, changing the way entry-level HF is designed. This high-performance innovative HF transceiver with a compact design will far exceed your expectations. RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, large 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and SD memory card slot. ICR30, raise the bar on DC to daylight receivers. Powerful yet easy to use, the ICR30 is packed full of features you've come to expect from Icom. Built-in GPS and Bluetooth, dual bandwidth recording, high-speed scan, and there's an Android and iOS app available. The perfect stocking stuffer, the ID51A Plus 2 provides new modes for extended D-Star coverage. Enjoy integrated GPS, independent AM/FM receiver, and free Android apps. Terminal and access point mode, send and receive text messages and pictures. DV fast data mode, and easy FM repeater setting. Visit ICOMAmerica/amateur for more information on all the great Icom radios.
Well, George, you know what time it is. Time to give away some cool Icom swag.
What is? It's the Icom Ham Crew t-shirt there.
And a nice Icom ball cap. If you want to enter for the contest, if you didn't do it for this month, send an email to hamcollege@AmateurLogic.TV to put yourself in the drawing for next month. You don't have to have a license. All you need is a name and an email address.
And our lucky winner is Charlie. He says, "Hi guys, Charlie here, W1CEP. Not sure if you still have the monthly drawings, but in case you do, here's my entry. Thanks, and 7-3.
Well, Charlie, we just do every single month.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be in it for next month, do like Charlie and send us an email, and we'll put you in the drawing.
HamCollege@AmateurLogic.TV. And you can, obviously we only use that for this contest, that address.
Yeah, we clear it out after each one, and we don't keep the email addresses even for ourselves, and they certainly don't go anywhere else. So.
No. All right, let me, I'm going to go ahead and clear it out right now.
Only the winning address is shared with Icom, and then they probably don't keep it either.
No, they don't. All right, back to the questions here. Let's see. Who answered the last one? I think you did because you cheated.
Yeah, I cheated on the last one. I get 2 answers.
All right, I'll try to cheat on this one.
Okay, go ahead and pick 2 if you're not sure.
2 answers?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, all right.
What effect does a sudden ionospheric disturbance have on the daytime ionospheric propagation of HF radio waves? A. It enhances propagation on all HF frequencies.
B. It disrupts signals at lower frequencies more than those at higher frequencies.
C. It disrupts communications via satellite more than direct communications.
Or D. None, because only areas on the night side of the Earth are affected. What effect does a sudden ionospheric disturbance have on the daytime ionospheric propagation of HF radio waves? Sudden ionospheric disturbance. I'm going to say it's not D. I don't think it's only because it's affected on the night side of the Earth. And I don't think it's C. I don't believe it disrupts communications via satellite more than direct communications. So you said two answers? All right, it's either A or B.
Okay, it's A, B.
Yeah, let's see. It enhances propagation on all HF frequencies. It disrupts signals at lower frequencies more than those at higher frequencies. I don't think that is right.
Sudden ionospheric disturbance.
Well, actually, I think it may be B, because it's not talking about HF, it's just talking about frequencies.
That's what I'm thinking.
Lower frequencies and higher frequencies. I'm going to say it's B. I'm going to do like you. I'm going to say it's A and then say it's something else.
Well, say it's A and then go look at the chat room.
Well, and I did, and they're saying it's B.
Okay, so you're saying it's A.
I'm saying there's a good chance it's B. So let's see.
Boy, you really nailed
that was, yeah, I did nail it, man. I didn't look till after I'd already picked B. All right.
When you take your test, don't do like us.
No.
Do like we say, not like we do.
That's what we say. Which of the following effects can a geomagnetic storm have on radio propagation? A. Improved high latitude HF propagation.
B. Degraded high latitude HF propagation.
C. Improved ground wave propagation.
D. Improved chances of UHF ducting.
Well, I'm glad you got this one.
Oh man, this is tough. Which of the following effects can a geomagnetic storm have on radio propagation? I'm just going to go with B. I really don't know.
I'm going to agree with you because I don't think a geomagnetic storm improves anything. So
okay,
it degraded it.
That was a total guess. I don't deserve a fist bump on that one either because I really didn't know.
Well, that's good because I wasn't going to give you one on that one.
I wasn't taking it.
Yeah. But
those are tough, man. I told you this is probably the toughest set we've had.
That one, I mean, there were different answers in the chat room. Some of these, every one of them has, said the same thing. Not on that question right there. All right. Got my fingers crossed I'll get a good one this time. And by good, I mean one I can answer.
How long does it take for charged particles from coronal mass ejections to affect radio propagation on the Earth? A. 28 days.
B. 14 days.
C. 4 to 8 minutes.
Or D. 20 to 40 hours. How long does it take charged particles from coronal mass ejections, not injections, to affect radio communications on the Earth? All right. Well, before the answer to that question similar to this was 8 minutes. But I'm just probably going to miss this one too. Because I would swear the answer to one of these questions tonight is 20 to 40 hours.
Why would you swear that? Because you typed them in?
Yeah. Although it was a while back and I don't actually remember the answer anymore. But
that
it just seems like
right.
20 to 40.
Well, I'm glad you got this one. I don't know. I would kind of say 4 to 8 because of the other one, but
well, the few who did answer it in the chat room said it was D. So maybe I'm on to something there.
Maybe. Wow.
There you go. Well, that was a tough one.
Very.
What is a possible benefit to radio communication resulting from periods of high geomagnetic activity? A. Auroras that can reflect VHF signals.
B. Higher signal strength for HF signals passing through the polar regions.
C. Improved HF long path propagation.
Or D. Reduced long delayed echoes. What is a possible benefit to radio communications resulting from periods of high geomagnetic activity? I think the answer is A. Again, I may be wrong, and I'm guessing, but I think it's A.
Okay. Well, they're
So I
saying.
think the geomagnetic stuff's what kind of causes the auroras.
Well, it is, yeah.
Yeah, so
Does
I think it's A.
Okay. Well, if we were a little closer up there, a little
Mike,
further north,
well,
we might know for sure.
Mike can confirm for us later.
Yeah, well, there are.
What was Mike's answer?
I think it was the wrong one.
C, improved HF long path.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's see, because I'm thinking it's A as well.
I'm an honorary Canadian, eh?
A. Yeah. There, I'll give you a fist bump for that, eh? Wow. That is definitely a tough one. And I guess being further north doesn't really clue you in that that's the right answer.
And maybe it doesn't happen very often. It says possible benefit.
Yeah. Well, most everybody over in there, well, I'd say most, yeah. The ones who guessed, most of them were saying it was C, which seemed like, a pretty reasonable answer too.
Uh-huh.
But it's A. Well, you really pulled that one off. I'm not sure how yet, but you did.
Just kind of got lucky. I don't know why, but that one kind of stuck. I seem to remember something about that, reading something sometime. But I don't know. Who knows? How are radio communications usually affected by the charged particles that reach the Earth from solar coronal holes? A. HF communications are improved.
B. HF communications are disturbed.
C. VHF-UHF ducting is improved.
Or D. VHF-UHF ducting is disturbed. It is not C or D, I know for sure. I don't think it affects VHF and UHF. So either HF communications are improved or they're disturbed. I'm inclined to say A. There's A's and B's over in the chat room.
I would guess A also. I think that would just be...
Well, let's see.
Whoop. Wow.
And that was going to be my other answer.
It was either A or B?
Yep. Well, I said it wasn't C or D.
I said, I'm glad I chose B.
You didn't choose B. Well, that's 2 buzzers for me tonight. Wow. So I owe you a couple.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can
That's okay. I got a couple a few months back.
Yeah. At what point in the solar cycle does the 20-meter band usually support worldwide propagation during daylight hours? A. At the summer solstice.
B. Only at the maximum point of the solar cycle.
C. Only at the minimum point of the solar cycle.
D. At any point in the solar cycle. I'm thinking it's going to be D.
So you're saying the solar cycle.
At any point?
Yeah.
In the solar cycle, yeah.
Okay.
It's possible.
I'll agree with you. And there's not a lot of answers in the chat room. There's a few over there, and they're saying it's D as well. There you go. At any point in the solar cycle. All right, on to our electronics type questions for tonight. Let's see. I guess you asked me this one.
Yep. Approximately how long is each leg of a symmetrical delta loop antenna? A. 1/4 wavelength.
B, 1/3 wavelength.
C, 1/2 wavelength.
Or D, 2/3 wavelength. It's a symmetrical delta loop antenna. All right. A loop antenna means it's loops all the way around. A delta means, and I don't have 3 pins, but it's like that. It's like a delta symbol. And so it's got 3 sides to it, and we know that a loop is a full wave loop is what we call it a lot of times. So I'm going to say it's 1/3 of a wavelength. It's B. And that's what they're saying. Most of them are saying over in the chat room, so let's see.
Makes sense.
And it is B, 1/3 wavelength. All right, then answer me this. How does the gain of a 2-element delta loop beam compare to the gain of a 2-element quad antenna? A, 3 dB higher.
B, 3 dB lower.
C, 2.54 dB higher.
Or D, about the same. Ooh, this one's going to be tough for me. Do you know the answer to this one? Just curious. You do? How does the gain of a 2-element delta loop beam compare to the gain of a 2-element quad? I'm going to say it's 3 dB higher. That's probably not right.
A?
Yeah, I think it's. I'm going to say A, although it's probably. I don't know. Go ahead and hit the buzzer. Oh, it's about the same.
Yeah. There's your buzzer.
Yep. Okay, there's your third buzz right there.
No, well, depends on how you count.
It's
the third, though, actually. So, you want me to explain this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, we're talking about 2-element beams. A 2-element delta loop beam compared to a 2-element quad antenna, which would also be a beam. Both of them are full wave loops. There are 2 elements. One of them is shaped like a triangle.
Oh,
the other one's got 4 sides to it.
Oh, okay.
So,
that makes sense.
So,
I wasn't even thinking about it like that.
So they're about the same.
That makes sense.
So a little tricky there, but there's your answer. About the same. How'd they do in the chat room? Well, they
most of them
got it right. All right. Let's try another one here.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking right on that one. Which of the following describes a log periodic antenna? A, length and spacing of the elements increase logarithmically from one end of the boom to the other.
B, impedance varies periodically as a function of frequency.
C, gain varies logarithmically as a function of frequency.
Or D, SWR varies periodically as a function of boom length. Well, I know the answer to this one.
I think I know the answer to this one myself.
Well, I know what answer I'm going to say. What answer would you say?
I'm thinking it's A.
Yeah, you're right. It is A. The length and spacing of the elements increase logarithmically from one to the boom to the other.
And there's all kind of A's down there too.
Yep, and they're all right. And a log periodic antenna looks like this. There's one right there. And you can see the length of the elements are varied kind of logarithmically, as well as the spacing. They're not exactly the same space apart. You know, as you get toward the far end down there, they get closer together. That's just one. Our old style TV antennas.
Yeah.
You know, those were log periodics as well.
Uh-huh.
The VHF ones. So.
That's pretty cool.
All right, let's see. Do we have any more? Yeah, we got one more tonight.
Is it going to be a buzzer?
I hope. Which of the following is an advantage of a log periodic antenna? A, wide bandwidth.
B, higher gain per element than a Yagi antenna.
C, harmonic suppression.
Or D, polarization diversity. I think it's going to be A, wide bandwidth. So
you're saying it's A.
Yeah.
Just like
all those
everyone.
elements are all those different lengths. It's got to cover a pretty wide band.
Yeah, I think you're right too. That's what everybody over in the chat room is saying. Yeah. Wide bandwidth, and that's why we even use that type of antenna. And particularly the VHF television band was real wide, and that was a perfect antenna to build to cover that area.
Yeah, the one with more elements is better.
Yep.
Remember, people used to buy those little cheap TV antennas with just a few elements, and then the one guy that had the good one, man, he was picking up all the channels.
Yeah. Yep. But it's not just, well, the number of elements certainly has something to do with it, but it's also the spacing and the lengths of them, the way that they put them together, they can make it broader bandwidth. Let me back up there. One thing that probably wasn't obvious in that photo, if you look, I don't know if you can see it, that's like actually two different arms out there that those elements are mounted to there on that one.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, it sure is.
But anyway.
That's cool.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all the questions for tonight, and a good thing because I had run out of answers completely.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can make it through very many more.
I'm not either.
Especially not another one like that other.
Yeah.
The one that we can never really read again.
So, I've got a question for you.
I thought we just said we were finished with that.
Well, this is not on the paper here. This is the one I've got here. Say if your wardrobe only included Sharknado and Radio Shack t-shirts. Now, I can see the benefit clearly to that, but say if you want to branch out a little bit, where would you go?
If you were like a single guy, you probably wouldn't want to go out meeting women. I don't know, you might.
Yeah.
But you really want to attract, then you need to go get some of these. Amateur Logic swag, AmateurLogic.spreadshirt.com.
So it's A.
And that was a really poor lead into this, wasn't it?
It will.
I don't know. I was really fishing there, man. I didn't do a very good job.
Well, everything else that occurred tonight, yeah, that was just fine.
Anyway, yeah, we've got golf shirts, ball caps, Ham College sweatshirts, compliments of Mr. and Mrs. V3MIC designs. Anyway, check it out at AmateurLogic.spreadshirt.com.
What do you say we just drop by the chat room, see what's going on in there?
Okay.
And for those of you watching but not in there, it's AmateurLogic.TV/chat.
It's 3C in Canada right now. That's like, what would it be, like 10 degrees or so? I haven't done the math. 37.4 degrees.
37.
Oh, that's right, because, yeah, that's why I'm not a mathematician.
W1CEP says thanks for the t-shirt and cap. Thanks, Icom, man. You're welcome. You know, somebody's going to win that. If you're watching, you might as well just send an email to hamcollege@AmateurLogic.TV. All you got to have is a name and an email.
Yeah, absolutely. They're nice shirts and a cap. They're very, very good.
Yeah.
I got mine finally again.
Mm-hmm. If you watch live tonight, when you watch the recorded version later, you will find that some people would consider, Arnie would consider the highlights of the show.
Yeah, but a lot of that stuff will end up on the cutting room floor.
It will, and that's a shame. We may have to just make a special edition just for Arnie because he's going to hate he missed that. But
it was a lot of laughs, like literally. In every sense of the word.
Oh yeah, and I think we made an impression with him there. He'll never forget about the that subject we had difficulty with tonight. The coronal holes. Arnie wants an Icom swag box. Just send us an email, Arnie. You could win.
Even Nancy said she laughed so hard her side hurt.
Yeah, we're sorry about that, but you know, sometimes that's just how it happens.
It's not the first time either.
No, we don't always recover
See?
gracefully. That's what I'm trying to say.
And not quickly. Tough set of questions this time. Definitely the hardest ones we've had yet.
Well, I knew when I was putting them in that there were going to be some difficulties tonight. So this is 3 in one episode. Have we ever missed it? 3 in one episode before?
I don't think so. Not out of 47 shows.
So we got a new goal now. 4.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty tough. But,
very tough.
In all fairness, though, that's all from memory from years ago. So
Marty says, Kelly wanted me to tell you how much she enjoys your reasoning the answers out as well as your explanations. Okay, we're glad that someone enjoys them. Now you know, sometimes maybe we apply a little twisted logic to get to the correct answer. And we take a few turns along the road and sometimes don't quite get there.
no, some of them you can't reason out. It's just going to come from flat out studying and learning the answer. But some of them you can work your way through them if you think through each one of them carefully.
W1CEP asks, where do you guys tape? Well, I've got a building here. I call it a shack /shop /studio /man cave.
Yeah.
It's a building beside my house that built a few years ago. We actually started out in another building on this same location that was about a third of the size of this one.
Yeah.
So we've got a little more room spread out in here.
It was so tight in there. That's back when Jimmy was with us too, and there were 3 of us.
We were all like shoulder to shoulder. Yeah. And there wasn't any room on either side of us either, you know.
Yeah. And most of the time we had to sit over there in front of your computer.
Yeah.
Or at the workbench.
It was close enough you could almost reach out and touch the camera.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
13 years.
Mm-hmm. It really takes a lot more time to pull off than you would think. But, you know, it's fun and we enjoy doing it and really appreciate everyone watching.
I mean, that's pretty obvious we're having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of laughing and hijinks going on here. Yeah. There's a lot of it goes on before we ever even get on the air.
Yeah. I don't know how many of you that are watching live tonight ever go back and watch the recorded versions, but there's quite a bit of editing that goes on afterwards because we've been recording for like an hour and a half now, hour and 20 minutes, I guess. And we try to cut the episodes down. We shoot for an hour, but we hardly ever make that anymore. So some stuff gets cut out, like particularly where the intermission stuff, where there might be an old commercial in there or some music or something. We finally just almost always cut that out now in the final version because YouTube has really gotten aggressive about copyright flagging and stuff. And there's people claiming copyright to stuff you would never believe that somebody would have a copyright to. But so anyway, we have to be pretty careful about that stuff. Tom says, I watch the edited ones when I fly and don't enjoy them nearly as much because I know I'm missing out on a lot of laughs. Maybe we should just not edit it, just put it out there like it is.
Just raw?
Just raw. You think they could, public's ready for it?
I would probably lose a lot of viewers like that. Some people, some people like to see that part, and then some people like just the clean, pre-canned. When I say clean, you know, just all the dead air stuff cut off and the mistakes cut out and all that. So.
Well, there he is. I cut out a lot of the dead spaces in there while we're sitting there going, or
like when we stammer on one of the questions or the answers, just like I just did there, you know.
Yeah, if we have to read the question 3 times, We figured
you're
once.
only going to get one of them in the final one.
Yeah. Don't make it like a crappy TV show. It is what it is.
It's the same way we've done all of them. So
yeah.
no plans on changing them.
Yeah.
So, it's just us. What you see is like just pretty well the real thing.
Yep. We don't want to call it reality television either, because we don't claim to be of that genre at all.
No, but it's just us.
Tom says, George, maybe, and Tommy, maybe you could put a blooper reel at the end of the edited version. That's an idea. We do usually stick a few out there, but not the whole thing.
Can't put them all. It'd be longer than the rest of the show.
All right. Well, Tommy, it's probably about supper time, isn't it?
You know what we ought to do next? We could be working on in between. Like that's probably going to really happen. But next year's anniversary thing, we ought to have come up with a blooper. There's probably still a lot of them around.
Yeah. At the end of the shows, I mean, all the B-roll is pretty much gone because it'd just be, I don't know. What's the next size up from a terabyte?
Petabyte?
Petabyte, yeah. We'd probably have petabytes of B-roll if we could save it all.
So we need to start saving up, get more hard drives.
Yeah, because back when we started, doing these things on floppy disk was really challenging.
Yep. Bring back some of Jim's bloopers again.
Oh, yeah, we'll bring back Jim again.
Yeah, well, we just did.
We did. I think he'll be back again, too, on AmateurLogic.
Yeah, I think so.
We had a great time. He did, too. And he had some interesting projects he's working on.
It was good to see him. I hadn't seen him in person in a long time.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for being here tonight, everyone. We hope you learned something, how to avoid the buzzer, as we
didn't learn it.
No, not too good tonight, but much more challenging questions. And I can't promise that they're going to get any easier. After all, this is a general exam we're studying for now.
Yeah, wait till the extra.
Yep.
So anyway, 73, everybody. Thanks for being with us.
7-3. We'll see you at the end of next month, and we'll see you for AmateurLogic. I think we're going to shoot that on the 16th of November.
Yeah, that's what it looks like due to some other things going on.
Yep.
So might be a few days late shooting that.
All right.
73.
And there'll be some solar questions in there.
Yeah, I think it's about some interference type things this time.
That sun to the layperson.
Don't get me started already. All right, here's one for you. How are radio communications usually affected by the charged particles that reach the Earth from solar coronal holes?
What's wrong? I don't know what happened, but it was funny. Apparently real funny.
Time for a commercial.
Yeah.
How are radio communications usually affected by the charged particles that reach the Earth from... Stop. How are radio communications